Let's go. You've clicked on this video because you're interested in the steps to a life of freedom. It just got pretty deep. My name is Jordan. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm on a journey to freedom each and every day. Freedom is such a whatever you make of it word, and that's something that I want to get into from the very beginning, and that's what I want to talk about, is that freedom doesn't just mean success. Success, again, you can define it how society defines success: money, cars, multiple zeros in your bank account. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to pursue for you. If you want that for your life, money helps give you more opportunities, makes things less stressful when you're trying to get your money together at the end of the month to pay your bills or at the start of the month. But what I'm talking about is the steps to a life of freedom. I am completely on this journey each and every day, and I will be on this journey till my last breath, pursuing freedom. But I want to share with you some of the most important, takeaways from what I have understood in the past 2.5, 3 years of quitting my corporate job, hopping out of the rat race, and pursuing what I really feel is my God-given purpose, which is this. It's the I Am Free brand. It is encouraging others to pursue freedom. And I feel only now in this moment, I'm actually taking real, meaningful, serious actions to create impact and to reach out to other people. The past 2.5 years, I've been more focused on, okay, Jordan, for yourself, for your own household, how can you create vehicles that are going to bring you financial freedom? Again, I'm not there, I'm on the journey, but I've had some progress in creating those vehicles that are now allowing me to focus more on impact of how can I help you pursue your freedom, whatever that may look like. So the steps to a life of freedom. We're still recording. Yes, we're all good. Perfect. So the first thing I want to tell you is goals always change, okay? You might be the type of person that sets goals, that lives by them, that can stick to them. But more often than not, if you're watching this video, you're probably not that type of person. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people set goals. I don't know the stats for New Year's resolutions, but that's a classic example. A lot of people set goals, and for one reason or another, the goals just change, because you can change them. A lot of people set goals that they're not like bound by, that if they don't hit that goal, then it's not like their life is going to be over. Do you know what I mean? I've heard several entrepreneurs in the online space say, like, I would rather hit a goal. Like, if I didn't hit a goal, then I would rather die. Like, I'm going to hit it no matter what, even if it's the death of me. And a lot of people take that approach to hitting goals. But also those guys have developed that muscle over time, over the small, consistent habits of practicing the small things. And before I jump ahead to hitting goals, my first point was just understand that goals change, right? So your first goal might be, okay, I actually want to learn how to make money online, not having to trade my time working for someone else, right? That is an amazing goal. So essentially you're saying, I want to learn a skill valuable enough that someone somewhere will pay me for this skill. That's what we're saying. So don't create your goals too crazy high when you don't have the blueprint established in order to get to that goal. Firstly, understand, have that self-awareness of where you are at right now. Yes, it's good to want to be a millionaire, but don't let that be your immediate focus, because the gap of where you are now versus where you're wanting to get to is probably too big. It feels like a mountain and feels unachievable. You need to break up that goal and say, okay, cool. In order to become a millionaire, I simply need to learn some type of skill. So that's my first step, is understand that goals always change. The millionaires that we look at and we're like, oh yeah, these guys have made it. They've still got goals. They're still as hungry as ever. Because that's the beauty of life. It's the pursuit of freedom. It's the pursuit of getting better. It's the pursuit of gain. Not always healthy, but that's like the human condition of wanting to grow, wanting to develop. And for a lot of people and most of society, that's the way we're taught to live. Rightly or wrongly, that's up to your own discretion or thoughts or feelings. So I'm looking down because I've got my notepad of notes I want to follow. So after understanding roughly what your goals are and breaking them down, a key step for me is having the awareness, like having the consistent awareness of what your goals are. Knowing that the goal that I have isn't the be all and end all, because it will change eventually. I might have one goal and then suddenly I have a conversation with someone else and I decide, oh, I actually don't want to get into property because I don't want to be dealing with tenants, and this guy sounded like he had a really rough experience, and that's not what I want. That's also good. So understand your goals do change, but having the awareness of your goals is super, super, super critical. One thing I wrote specifically regarding this was everyone has some sort of awareness. However, many people suppress the awareness of their goals. I have lived years and years of different corporate jobs, knowing what the life I wanted to have looked like, loosely understanding what those goals were, but suppressing them because the distance between where I was and where I wanted to get to was too much. And that's real. And that's flipping real. So my encouragement to you is, if you can really relate with that last sentence, that's probably because there's actually some weight to that goal. And just like myself and many of my friends or guys I've spoke to just generally in life, they have goals, they have dreams. And a lot of us just push them to the side. It's like, having that, I don't want to say complex because that makes it sound like it's not something you can overcome, but having the thought process that this is too much, this is too big, this is too far away from where I want it to be, or just like finding reasons to not pursue or take your own life seriously. That's quite a cutting phrase, take your own life seriously. But at the end of the day, you've got to deep it. You do have to deep it. You don't know what lies ahead. But what you do know is, if you can relate to this sentence of having that goal and suppressing it, pushing it to the side, what you do know is that you have dreams. You have, like, you automatically kind of know inside, like, what freedom looks like for you. But you're not, like, making a move on that. And what I would encourage, the majority of people are in this bucket, right? What I would encourage you, if you identify with being in this bucket, is just to take action. Get that goal out of the cupboard. Get that lifestyle out of the cupboard. I found it really helpful to create a vision board. It sounds a bit kind of like artsy and out there, but I literally put a load of pictures of stuff and the lifestyle I wanted to have, printed it out and put it in my room. I didn't look at it all the time, but every so often, like, printing it out and seeing it visually, and then reminding myself in my mind before I went to bed or whatever. Nothing too crazy, nothing like too orthodox or like military and like, 6 a.m. I woke up, looked at my vision board. Like, no, that's not what I did. But just understanding what your vision looks like, you are 5 steps ahead of everyone else. So I don't want this video to be like me throwing a load of, you should be doing this your way. No, I want to explain to you the small steps that I took, which have helped me to align who I feel I am right now, being as close as possible to who I've always wanted to be. It took me 24 years to take that step. So once you understand what those goals are, it's so important to take action. I was in a job for 3-4 months knowing it wasn't for me. The money was great and was progressing more and more each, every day, week, month. That wasn't an issue. But I felt like my head wasn't in it. My heart definitely wasn't in it. And so one day I was like, you know what? I'm dipping. This is me making a decision right now to pivot my life's action. So, and I know that's what I personally needed in order to take myself seriously enough to start pursuing the life that I wanted to live. I'm not saying everyone quit your job, but what I am saying is what I've witnessed from those that are successful is they're quick to take action. And that's something that I'm really trying to adopt in this phase of my life, is taking action, is ensuring like the internal dialogue that you'd have where you say to yourself, oh, I'm going to do this later, or I'll do this or do that, or I want to do that. I ensure the things that I say to myself and commit to actually get done. And like, I wasn't bad at doing that before. I would still be fairly productive before and get stuff done. But I struggled to commit to my own words and would just say, Jordan, is chill. Like, don't worry, you can do it next week, or, oh, whatever. Like, there are some people, again, that are so militant with this and lock themselves in the room for 6 months, and that might be what they need. However, for me, it was all about slow and steady, consistently approaching my goals, reminding myself of the life I wanted to have, and taking consistent actions to help me get there. And the reason why I say that is because I think that overall that is a bit of a healthier approach. To me, I still wanted to see my friends, still wanted to spend time with my family, still wanted to have great times away with my wife and creating memories with one another, exploring the world, like still prioritizing fitness, my relationship with God, like still holistically trying to grow alongside like pursuing like my purpose, right? Just take like 10 seconds right now to, I guess, reflect on what I've said. I would massively encourage you, something I've started literally recently, is whenever I watch something that's actually making me think and I don't want to lose those words because I'll end up scrolling and watching something else, I just got up my notes app or got a book and just wrote down some of the key points. So feel free to skip back, but I will repeat those steps right now. So the first one is understand goals always change. Success isn't arbitrary. That means like what I define as success shouldn't be what you define as success. Do you want to be a robot and just define success the same way as everyone else that's taught to work at this time, holiday in this place, drive this car? Like, come on, are all those things really bringing you joy? I don't know. And maybe as part of that for you, you need to stop listening to some things. You need to remove yourself from some unhealthy groups. You need to throw away old habits. I used to be a massive gamer. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but gaming, the whole thing of it addicts you into doing it over and over again, and the emotional highs and the emotional lows you get are draining. Just be real to yourself. Like, for me, I would be gaming and I'd win a game of FIFA, it'd be great. As soon as I lost, I'd be like chasing that win. Yeah, I'm gonna end on the win. And then the next win I'd have, it would be like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna keep going. And before I know it, the whole evening's gone. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, it can be a very good thing, and in the season you're in, it might be a positive thing for you to escape away from reality, as it were, and play video games. You can have great times with friends online as well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all, but I'm saying for me, I had to recognize that isn't something I can do anymore. It takes too much from me. I still have an Xbox in the house because I'm almost in denial, because I've spent probably over the years thousands on these games and thousands of hours and all of this. I'm like, I don't want to sell it, but I don't use it. I don't go on it. I know it's not good for me. And I'm sure there's some things in your life you can think that aren't adding a net positive to your own world. Anyway, I said I was going to repeat the points. So the first one was like, goals always change. The second one was have an awareness of those goals, right? A lot of us suppress our goals. As soon as you have that awareness, break down the goals into, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. However, in order to do that, what am I lacking? Or what path could I pursue immediately? What are the low-hanging fruits? When I say that, it's like, what are the easiest wins that can help me move forward as quickly as possible, failing quickly and learning. And that's about taking action immediately. That's a principle I have right now to like so much is, let me just try it. Let me try it. If it doesn't work, then great. I'm on that journey with my fitness right now. For years, I played football. Probably comes no surprise because I was a FIFA addict. For years, I played football. And now I'm starting to branch out and try different sports, try different ways of working out, see what genuinely I love, and not let the inner thoughts of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be bad at this, or oh my gosh, I don't know anyone, get to me. Look, it's my life. I want to enjoy it. Come on, let's try stuff. Let's friggin' get good at failing, trying stuff and learning and growing. You know what I mean? And the last point is know that results come in time. There was a book I read, it might be one of them. I believe it was The War of Art. Insane book, it's one of them I'm going to read over and over and over again. But it was saying that everyone that's ever successful, they did like some study, I don't know what it was, but they did some analysis on those that had achieved great levels of success. And they realized that those that had achieved that level, there was a significant degree of luck involved. They were in the right place at the right time in which they had a conversation with someone. They invested in a stock that suddenly went 1000x. Just know that results will come in time. There's a degree of chance at play. This book defined it as luck. But no, you'll never get there if you don't try. You won't put yourself in the right rooms if you're not consistently trying to get in those rooms. You won't connect with high net worth individuals that are going to help you to become financially free. You won't get the body that you want if you don't put yourself in the gym or put yourself in the flipping pavement running around the streets to get fit. You won't get yourself actually having an energy if you don't put yourself in the supermarket or adjust your delivery habits or whatever. Like, the reason that I say all of this is not in a judgmental way, but it's in a way that is hopefully empowering you to understand you have control of a lot of things in life. The fact that you're watching this video means you're probably, again, I'm guessing on statistics, but it means that you're probably better off than a significant proportion of people on this planet that don't have a phone or a laptop or an iPad or internet access. The fact you have internet access means you have everything that you need to grow, to access information to help you grow. We take that for granted. 100 years ago, I'm going to libraries or trying to go to university because that information then therefore will make me money. However, all the information you need is online. Be empowered. Literally, I've dropped my pen. Be empowered. I'm passionate about this, guys. Come on. Yeah, and I guess for my own life right now, as I spoke about at the beginning, is I'm just trying to grow in every single way possible. I've said like I feel like I'm now in a place where the gap between where I've always wanted to be and where I am right now isn't really existing. Like, I feel the freedom that has come from trying to grow and pursue like the life that I've wanted for myself, my family. Yes, I have big goals, and yes, there's big actions to come. But I loved kind of documenting this journey that I'm on to keep myself accountable to yourself, and for you to keep yourself accountable to me. Like, let's connect. Drop me a message on Instagram. That's the best platform to reach me on. Just know it's one step at a time. You don't have to, no one is saying you have to get to a certain level of success, but I know the feelings of knowing that you have, like, of the feelings of pressure of having to get there. It's a very privileged thing to say. I can't lie to you, a lot of people aren't able to have that level of freedom to decide and to control. And what I would say to you is, if you feel like that right now, that you have no other option than to do what you're doing, just work on growing your mind little by little. Work on, if you can, spare half an hour to learn. And what I would say is, even if you have absolutely no money to grow, go to the gym, invest in healthy food, like it requires money, right? Use what you do have to network with those that are in a position of where you're trying to get to. Offer them some of your time, some service. Consistently follow up with them. Be around them, showcase your passion, because you never know what doors could unlock. At the end of the day, everyone that's ever been successful right now, I mean, there's probably some people that have done it alone, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of people that are probably where you're wanting to be in life. And a lot of people, when I ask them what the dream is, they'll say, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, cool. Well, how many millionaires are you trying to speak to, trying to meet up with, trying to add value to, because you've understood one of their problems? Like, if you're trying to get there, why would you not speak to the people that are already there, or try? You have an amazing resource, the flipping internet. You're watching this video, so you can literally do that. I didn't want this video to be too long. How long are we? I can't even see on the timer, but anyway, I'm excited to see you adopt like these steps to pursue that life of freedom, right? It sounds so cringy, but you need to deep it. Like, this, literally, this is your life. This is your life. Do you want to live a free life? Do you want to be able to decide what you do, when you do it, how you do it, who you do it with, I think I already said where you do it. Do you want to be able to try crazy sports, try new things because you're in a place of health, of mind, of body and spirit and finances, or emotion, whatever that may be? I'd encourage you after this video to just take some time. Like, if you are in the doom scroll state right now, hop off your device. Take some time to write about where you want to go. Break down that step and do it tonight. Like, do it this morning, this afternoon, tonight. Do it immediately. Take that one step, send that one message. And that's all I've got. Literally, that's all I've got. I'm excited to increase the amount of content. YouTube is always going to be that space where it's a bit more talking to the camera. Instagram's going to be more, these are the highlights of life. But YouTube is going to be the behind the scenes, let's chat space, excuse me. And yeah, have a fantastic day. I beg, if you've watched this far, please hop off and start taking your life seriously and write some stuff down on what you can do, and take yourself seriously. Whatever you write down right now pretend you're messaging it to a friend. How about you message it to a friend? Say, hey, decided to take my goal seriously. This is what I'm going to do tonight. Check in on me. Say it to a sibling. Say it to your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle. Or even just say it to yourself, but take yourself seriously, because that's what you're going to have to do. You can't always rely on other people, but other people help. They do. They help. All right, I'm blabbering on now. Thank you for tuning in on this video. I'm very excited to just like upload, be present, engage, support, advise, grow together, build a community. So yeah, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.